Alright boys, back out here. Kind of just been cleaning up. Plan is to get this engine out, come over in this corner, and just have everything organized. I got more bins and everything. Just label every bolt like I did last time if you've been here for a while. We're gonna start taking this out right now. I mean, I've already recorded this pretty much once, but that was a long time ago. Just start taking stuff apart, honestly. I mean, there's nothing else really to explain. We gotta get the intercooler pipe out. I'm gonna drain this radiator, start disconnecting hoses. Wires can all sit over here. We're gonna go up to the top this time. Adrian promises me that's easier than dropping the whole subframe. I'm gonna trust him on it. Last time, I just dropped the whole subframe. I disconnected everything and I dropped the whole subframe out. And I raised the car up on the lift. This time we're gonna use the cherry picker and pick it up. I will bring it back once we start getting this all apart. Alright, so we got down to this point. You know, take off all your plumbing, take out your battery. You're gonna have to take off your shift cables, your slave cylinder, because it's going to stay on the car this time, and you're going to take off your power steering pump because that's going to stay with the car this time, and fuel lines. You're going to have to take your fuel rails off if you didn't do the lines like I did. Me, I can just take off the AN lines. Oh, and wire harnesses all got to get out the way. We got to unplug all the wires. I've recorded this 10,000 times, man. You could probably just go at random and click a video and see how to take the intercooler and intake piping off. Power and steering pump isn't going to be the best. There's a 14 at the bottom, and then there's that bolt right there. Or I think that's a nut. Right there. You gotta take that out, and then there's that big stubby one down there. If you've been here long enough, you know every time I touch a antifreeze, I end up taking a shower. So, antifreeze is everywhere. What a surprise. Got that disaster cleaned up. A lot of floor dry went into that one. Gotta get this exhaust off. Gotta get the exhaust undone there. Exhaust undone there. Gotta get the axles out. Yeah, transfer case gotta go because it has to clear past that subframe. So exhaust, transfer case, axles, and motor mounts. Got those nuts out on the downpipes. Adrian's over here getting his ass kicked. Okay, exhaust is out of the way. Now transfer case. Oh, and we gotta do the oil cooler lines. Alright, I forgot a couple things. We're sitting here trying to rush. You gotta disconnect your starter, the wires, or you gotta take it out. You gotta disconnect your intercooler piping on your turbos. Forgot to mention that. This right here, piece of the subframe, and unless the transmission drop down so you can pick it up at an angle. Okay, there's a couple different ways you can get your axles out. You can take your brake calipers, everything off, get this nut out, push it that way, then go around and pull it out. Or you can disconnect your coilovers and your tie rod and just lay this flat, and it should pull out of the engine. I already did it on this side. Just to give you an idea of what I'm doing in case I can't record it that good. Disconnect, you know, your coilover, disconnect your tie rod, take the bolt out of my brake line that's connected to the coilover, just give me a little bit more slack, and then I just laid that flat like that, and it popped out of the transmission. You see it? You should be able to right there. We're gonna do the same thing over here. All right, the camera's on my head. I don't know how much you guys will be able to see, but let me get it back there. Are you out?
I'm out.
All the way?
Yeah.
Gotta get that motor mount. That motor mount's already loose. This motor mount, or this is a transmission mount, but we want it completely off the transmission pretty much. I'm trying to do this without scratching anything. And then you got this one over here. All right, let's get this cherry picker hooked up. Go up a little bit.
Up?
Yep.
We got like the last right there.
It's out. All right, we probably should have took the back one out first, but we didn't. So now we're fighting with the back one. We got every other mount out, completely disconnected. It's kind of hard to get something to tap that bolt out, you know? Is it moving?
It's moving a lot, yeah. It's out.
Sweet. All right, we should be clear. We're going up.
Not one scratch. Look at that.
She's out. Got it jacked up. Didn't scratch anything new. Probably be a good idea to have the headlights down, huh? Gotta start tearing it apart. Alright, boys. We're back out here. I was thinking about this last night. I think me and Adrian got this engine out, if you don't count the coolant mess. Just working on getting the engine out itself. Not cleaning up anything. Probably like 2.5 hours. Those of you that sit here and say you don't have time to pull your engine out, it doesn't actually take that long if you just actually do it. Alright, we're gonna get this up on the engine stand. You gotta get the transmission off, put it on the engine stand, put it right over here, start taking it apart. Got those bins. I got a whole bunch of bins like I did last time. I don't know how much I'm gonna sit here and walk you guys through it. play it by ear. I might just give you guys a time lapse. I already did this once before. I'll explain like big stuff, but I'm not gonna sit here and explain every little nut and bolt, you know. Got it just on my little jack table thing right now. Gotta get this transmission off. These are all 17s, and then those are 14s for the starter. Just chase the bolts around the transmission. And then you got these transmission bracks that are 14s, and that's pretty much it. And the transmission should slide off. There we go. Transmission's off, gotta get the pressure plate off. I got a spec clutch and pressure plate, so Allen bolts all the way around. Ooh. I don't know, leave down in the comments. I've never taken off a clutch with only 30 miles on it. I think that looks a little rough just in that one spot, don't you guys? And there's my brand new flywheel. I mean, it doesn't look horrible. I've recorded every time I drove the car. It's not like I'm sitting here slipping the hell out of the clutch. Alright, that took a little bit longer than expected. I couldn't find the bolts that I used last time. I couldn't remember exactly where I put the engine stand bracket last time. I just put it here for now. I mean, it's going to be top heavy until we get the heads off, but we're going to get the heads off. So, look, this back seal's leaking. Everything's leaking. That cam seal is leaking. All the Allen head bolts, I talked about it numerous times. Every single one's got oil on it. The block's got oil on it. Like, it was kind of maybe leaking out of the main seal a little bit. The main seal wasn't pushed all the way in either. They didn't do that right. It's just dumb. Look, dude, this head gasket's leaking. This has got to be a bad head.
That's what we thought was bad the whole time.
Yeah, this front head is what I've been sitting here saying that the head gasket's bad. Look, even over here, up at the top of the head gasket itself is bad. All right, let me get it on the stand. I'll bring it back. All right, boys, we're going to start ripping this apart. I got a GoPro Hero 7 on a time lapse just looking. I don't ever really use this camera because it looks too cinematic. Like, this camera is a GoPro Hero 5, and what you see is what it looks like in real life. That makes it look all nice and like it's a movie, and that's not the type of look I go for. So if the footage is different, that's why. But all right, let's start. We'll start taking the intake off, valve covers off, exhaust, all the random little odds and ends. Make sure you get all your little rubber things for your injectors. Now, intake runner. Got the water pump housing off. Gotta get this exhaust off. You gotta get this bracket off first. Oh, no, you don't. You gotta get this turbo off, and then it's a pain. Pretty much just give you a time lapse. You gotta get the exhaust manifold off. With these brackets pretty much all at the same time. If you've been here, you remember I fought these 10,000 times. Alright, boys, pretty much got all this over here gone. We're gonna take this off. We can really see how bad these studs are. I'm almost positive it's the head gasket, but we're gonna find out. Alright, these top two are a pain, man. This thing's soaked. Alright, we're gonna flip it back, start getting this head off, because this is the one I'm worried about. Alright, let's get this head off. All these studs on the corner are loose. The ones in the middle are good. The ones on the corners are loose, and that's why the head gasket's leaking all the corners. This corner was leaking, running down, that corner's leaking. These studs are not tight. There's my oil leaks. Pretty sure this oil passage is leaking right there. Dude, this is bullshit. That stud's full of oil. This is crazy how bad this is. These are definitely not brand new forged pistons, I can tell you that. I don't know for sure, but it says 7QT. That's probably factory turbo pistons. Look at this. This is stupid. How loose these are. Jesus, dude. This is stupid. I'm just sitting here looking at it now. This is dumb. Alright, this battery's gonna die. I'm gonna have to charge it. I don't know. Leave it down in the comments. I've never done head studs, but I can almost guarantee you that they're not supposed to be hand loose. I mean, maybe they came a little bit loose with me hitting the impact on the nuts, but there's an Allen key in the top, you know. You would think that you would torque those down with some Loctite so the studs stay locked in the block. is the way I would have done it, right? Like these studs don't come out. No other studs come out. Why are these studs just coming right out super easy? I don't know. We're gonna do the other side. It's the exact, pretty much same thing. There's a couple other brackets over here. Get the turbo off. Obviously it's a different manifold. You gotta get the downpipe off, the valve cover off, pull the head. All right, boys. Got this side all tore apart. Not really too much drama over here. I mean, it's almost like someone did that side and someone else did this side because everything is wrong on the front bank. So still don't understand why this, where the stud is. I took that stud out. This thing is just full of oil. Like maybe the stud cracked the block, or that's just a known fact that oil runs into there. There should have been Loctite on there or silicone. I don't know. All right, let's take this water pump off that I know for a fact they didn't replace, because there's my scuffs that have been on there. So, and all these bolts were loose, by the way, when I got it. So yeah, they used some junk gasket. I'm 90% sure this gasket from factory is metal. We're just gonna leave these hand tight, so when we take this oil pan off, it doesn't fall. All right, let's get this oil pan off. There we go. Alright, gotta get the girl. There we go. Yeah, I'm sure someone's gonna yell at me for touching these with my bare hand, but honestly, I'm probably gonna replace them. Alright, let's start taking these rods out, see how these pistons look, or rings look. I wanna mark them. I don't know if they're marked or not. I fell out really easy.
Barely get my hand in there.
Oh, there we go. There's a chunk out of that bearing. Already seen that. What?
Mark that cylinder.
Yeah, I got them marked on the, yeah, I got them. All right, this is back, front.
Yep, got it.
That's the front bangs. I think that was all the problems.
Yeah, those rings don't even look good. The rings are all lined up.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know. I can't get it in frame. Adrian looked down there. He said all the rings are lined up, like the gaps. So it's just getting smoke going by.
Not perfectly, but
yeah, those rings are too close lined up. Yeah, dude. See, these gaps are on the completely other side. Someone else did the back. I can almost guarantee it.
oh, that shows a bunch of wear on it. Well, I see that look like that.
This is 6. All right, guys. Next day, I just had to go around and clean up. I couldn't stand it. There's just stuff everywhere. Really, the only thing I gotta do is take this crank out. We should have took this off before we put the engine on the engine stand. But there's 10 mil bolts. I don't know if you guys will be able to see. There's a 10 mil there. There's one there. And I think there's one on the very top. Yeah, one on the very top. So you're gonna have to get like a shallow socket in there. You see, I didn't point that out earlier. I was editing some of that footage last night. This isn't all the way in. This is the rear main seal. Cause I mean, it's already starting to wear. Yeah, dude, there's no way this was put in right. Leave it down in the comments if I'm an idiot, but I'm pretty sure this should have been in there flush. Look at this. Can you guys see that? I think it's from not having the main in all the way. Instead of sitting on that main like it's supposed to, I think it was hitting this every now and then. Oh my God, I can feel that pretty decently. I don't know. Let me get this out. You don't ever want to lay your crank on its side. You want it to stand up straight. And if you can see, it's not like this is flat. So it's just going to be standing on that little lip. I'm going to try to, let me get some like foam and a bucket maybe. Alright, I got this foam that came with the clutch. This is what the clutch was packed in. And a bucket. I'm going to try to force this down in the bucket. Look at these bearings. I don't know. Again, I've said this multiple times, I believe in this video. I mean, I've never taken an engine apart with 30 miles on it, less than 20 hours on it. Does this wear okay? You'd think there'd be less on everything. I don't know how I want to store this crank. I usually just leave the cranks in the engines because that's honestly a safe spot for it. Just sitting in there. I'm just gonna leave it like that for right now. I'm not gonna put it back in the block overnight. I'm not gonna leave it sit there like that. I'm too much of a Girl Scout, but I want to see how bad these cylinders are. I just want to see the cross hatching on this. So this is said that the cams were bad, and these two, this middle one still has cross hatching, barely. This is completely smooth. This one's even worse. This one's done, dude. Look at that scarring going up and down. This is the piston that had the rings in the same direction, the gaps. Dude, did they even cross hatch this? There's like barely any left on any of these. Both the middle ones are the best. This one's just gone. There's no cross hatching on this. It's this one. The skirt is scratched to shit. Look, see how the gaps in the rings all in a line? They should not be in a line like that, because that just lets the oil get right by. They're just like that, pretty much. Even the oil ring gap on the top one is in a line, and I'm 90. It's so hard to tell because they're dirty now. These rings are in upside down. There's no way I'm going to show you on camera. This is the sharp side. This is the beveled side. And like, look at this skirt. I don't know if that's coming across or not. Let me get a rag, try to wipe it off. There's no way I can tell if that's coming across on camera or not. And this isn't even talking about that these are supposed to be brand new. I mean, come on, guys. And then I don't even know where that goes. When I took the head stud out, this stud was completely full of water. I don't know if the block's cracked somewhere, or if that's just known and you're supposed to put silicone on that bolt or stud. There's no way you guys are gonna be able to see. I can't tell. I just thought it was weird when I took that stud out. That one was the only one full of oil. I don't know, man. I'm gonna flip this back over and set that crank in there. I don't want to leave that crank sitting out all night. And I gotta figure out who I'm taking this to, because obviously I'm not taking it back to Story Motors. I at least want someone to go over the block and the heads. I want to make sure there's no cracks or anything stupid wrong with the block. It might even need board now. So, and now I'm gonna need new pistons. I mean, yeah, you can make up some with rings, but why even sit here and screw around? Just do it all right. My biggest thing is I'm pretty sure that front head, this head over here, is toasted. Gonna have them test these out and see if I can even put new cams in them. The whole, the journal might be completely fried. It'd be this one. Ian, how can you tell? Because this is the one that's got a freaking notch out of it. This is the one that was on the front. Alright, I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it's taking it to the machine shop and figuring out I don't even know what the next video is going to be. Maybe I'll start that rear subframe while it's at the machine shop. I mean, it depends on how long they're going to have it. They're going to have it a week. They're going to have it a month. It depends on how busy they are. But, alright, boys. I will see you in the next one.